Hey. Oh, you can. You can do a private live stream.
Okay, that's cool. Because that's good for if we want to record a big video.
Yeah, we got news and politics under there. Yes, it's made for kids. Yeah, we'll keep a thumbnail. A cute little thumbnail. Cool. I'll start recording too. Like, why the fuck not, eh? Mama said, don't bring a white girl home to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Bro, this looks like absolute dog shit. Oh, there's a fucking yellow jacket in here.
Is that what they're called?
Hey, baby. Come on.
Yeah. What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Sounds like shit.
I'm gonna turn myself down.
No, you sound good. I'm like echoing.
Is it a private live stream?
Oh, I'm not echoing. Guys, this is very hard for me. That's so funny. Oh my god. I you know what's funny? Like, I know everyone says Twitch is better, but I actually I don't know, I find YouTube I grew up with. It's my baby. I'm gonna put on some sandals so I don't look like a fucking heathen. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Well, welcome to a very abrupt first YouTube live stream of DaddyLand. I think we're gonna be doing this more because I don't know. We haven't. I think to actually grow on Twitch, you actually have to like do shit every fucking day and go on Twitch, right? Or you know, you have 800k subs on YouTube, and then you're like, go to Twitch, and everyone goes, and they all go. So
Yeah, this is a bit of an unorthodox episode.
it is, but I mean, yeah, pretty much. When our last live stream, I was doing some middleman bullshit with Twitch, and I wasn't able to download the video, so
Yeah, so this is a DaddyLand Lost episode now.
yeah, lost secrets. You'll never find out what was on it. But yeah, I think today we want to talk about a bunch of bullshit. Cooper did acid again.
Quite literally yesterday.
He's a fucking
high.
delinquent. You're riding the high.
Oh.
Isn't it after you do acid the next day? Like, aren't you like you seem somber today?
Yeah, it's an afterglow. I'm chill.
Oh, is it just chill?
Well, you're generally happier. Your mood's kind of up.
Oh, really?
Your cheese up.
Okay, maybe it's shrooms. I could be wrong. That like after the next day of shrooms, like you get like no, it's ecstasy or something, or like you get like the next day. Like,
Shrooms
you're more
is kind of introspective, so.
Yeah, I think ecstasy is one the next day that you're like a lot more saddened. I believe.
No, I'm happy all day, bro.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
man.
chipper than a goddamn. I'm just really chill. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, do you want to tell the good people about your fucking experience doing drugs? Because I mean, if there's anyone, this is the cool thing right now, because we've never done this on YouTube, and we have grown quite a bit in the last 3 months, actually. Over, let me say the percentage because it sounds way better. We've grown over. Actually, you know what? Since we put our first video out,
Do you not know the percentage? Why'd you say you were gonna do the percentage?
Shut up! I'm doing the math right now.
Okay.
I'm doing the math right now. I mean, probably like 500% or something.
500%.
Since 3 months ago, 500%.
That's so big.
Remember that video, which we need to, I think, put on our Instagram. It was like, fuck DaddyLand, they only have like what 11 subscribers. 255.
255.
255. So yeah, that's pretty fun. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about all the fans we're getting on the way, I guess you could say. But I don't know what we want to start with first, because there's two things we're gonna hit today at least. One is Cooper's acid nightmare.
I don't think it was a nightmare.
Cooper
had
had
a nightmare for other people. But not
Cooper
for
is
me.
no, that's just your nickname. Your name's Acid Nightmare.
Oh, okay.
You look like if someone asked if someone asked a random stranger and they looked at us, who's the one that does acid? It's you. It's the long blonde hair.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd pick
I
me.
think unkempt beard.
I do accounting or something. So yeah, we're gonna talking about Cooper's acid trip, and we're also gonna talk about
Our video.
who's been helping us with the show a little bit, and talk about him kind of, I think, and all that encompassing stuff. And I think I'll probably head that more because like it's definitely something I'm more in the community of and can talk to.
Yeah.
But you can also say thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say thank you.
Yeah. But go. So you want to kick off? Like, how did your acid trip go? Just tell me all about it. I don't know where to begin.
It was bloody brilliant, man. Well, you didn't listen to the last episode where I talked about the last one, which was literally like 3 weeks ago. So
Yeah, I know.
not a lot of space between this last one, but I'm probably not gonna do it again for a while now. But
Yeah, it seems like it takes a lot out of you, man.
well, I'm not tired. I'm just relaxed.
Well, I'm asking, does it?
Oh yeah, it does. Well,
Yeah.
like it doesn't like. I don't know.
Because like I'm the godly guy on the show. You're the junkie, right? That's the con. It's like good cop, bad cop, but it's like
Is that true?
yes, it's healthy.
You've beat me up when you're blackout drunk.
Again, good Christian. Good Christian. Beat the shit out of you when I'm drunk. Christians are allowed to drink, all right? Not acid. That's the devil's stuff.
Have you not ever wanted to do anything like that?
Have
I feel like you'd have fun.
I probably would. I think honestly I get a little scared of the thought of like kind of trying these things. Like,
Well, I mean, if it's any consolation, unless you have a bad trip, which I think you're a pretty generally good mood guy, so I don't think it would happen to you.
I'm always a good mood guy, but I like to be
In control.
No. I don't care about that either. I like to be fun, aggressive, playful. Like obviously you know that from what you just said when I get drunk and I start like beating you up. Like it
Fun, aggressive. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
word
right.
for it.
Well, you know, like I'm kind of menacing.
real
I don't know. Like I think I'm happy with what I've done. I think I'm okay with it for now. I've always been a little off put by the amount of guys that have been like, bro, you'd be so fun on coke, and like I know where they're coming from. It's because like I'm very uppity.
I think you'd be dangerous on coke.
I think I would be too. Right? When people say that's kind of what it seems like. They're like,
But I think acid's more relaxing,
okay.
and like the mood is just generally up.
Yeah.
Unless you're having a bad trip, which I have a story about that for yesterday.
Oh, you had a bad trip, eh?
Oh, I did not. Someone did.
Okay, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it'll go into the story. The last one, I actually like wrote a whole story out. I tried to chronologize
Sure.
the
We
night.
know what you mean.
Yeah, but yesterday I just recorded all the things I could remember, and I'm probably just gonna be telling things kind of out of. I'm gonna try my best to form a story out of it, but
Nice.
I don't know. I think for you personally, like, because we're so similar, like, I just have a really good time. And I was talking to Carson about this because, I mean, I already told you in a previous edition, Carson and I became the soul brothers, and we became wolves.
Yeah.
I think that you would be a wolf with us
Okay.
because I can only see you terrorizing and gaslighting people with me and Carson, and it would be the funniest shit.
Yeah. So, what do you mean by wolves and terrorizing people?
Okay, well,
like-
since you don't know, I'll give you just a re-up. At the last one, which was at Aiden's house, Carson and I kept like bothering Matt Franchini because he was playing music to play one of two songs: "No More Parties in L.A."
Okay.
or "Wolves" by Kanye West. And at some point, I don't know, like he and I kept getting isolated from everyone else,
Yeah.
and we
Guys
just
are
got in our heads. We're like, we're on pack. We're wolves. And throughout the night, we realized we were on the same shit.
Yeah.
Like we were reacting at the same time to things. We were saying things at the same time.
Yeah.
Like without even like, saying anything beforehand. We were like saying the same things.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but he and I were connected on a spiritual plane.
So it feels like an
So-
episode of Joe Rogan.
Yeah. So this time I was nervous that I wasn't gonna have that again, because I was like, well, every trip is different.
Yeah.
A little bit different. Like
you don't get the exact same one.
you never get the exact same one. So like I was like, oh, we're not gonna be soul brothers again. Very wrong. That shit maintained.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign to me.
So what do you mean by how are you gaslighting people while you're on acid? What were you trying to do?
Well, let me look at the terminology I have and I'll explain some things.
Did you forget English all of a sudden? Can't look at your book? You
No,
fucking,
no,
You
'cause
fucking ESL.
I literally
student,
wrote this
huh?
thing called the wiki, and it's got all the things from last night.
What the fuck?
Let me just start from the beginning.
Grandpa.
let me start from the beginning. So we were all at Kathleen's house. Kathleen's got a crazy house. I got over there. I was the first one there. So the first thing I did was explore the property, and this is important because there are certain things that come into play later.
Yeah.
So we so I went to her house. I mapped the place out immediately.
Yeah.
So I go outside. She's got a big pool in the backyard. She's also got
a big pool.
She's also got a hot tub. And the first thing I noticed is that there's like this fountain thing. It's like a stone wall, little like nozzle on top, and it's just like letting water caress down the wall. And then there's like a little basin at the bottom that catches all the water. I looked at that thing and I was like, I called it the monument immediately. I was like, that's the monument, and that's going to be really important to me later. I think that's the thing about acid is you can manifest things and make them important to you. So I saw that thing and I was like, that's going to be important to me tonight, and then it was.
Yeah.
And then I saw a trampoline kind of like on like a higher like sort of ledge behind her house. So I went up there and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw a fucking stone pathway that went further up even behind it, and I was like, that's crazy. So I ran up it.
This is while you're on acid.
No, it was all before.
Oh, all before.
So I ran up it, and it's this super steep hill, and I get to the top of it, and like it's so high up. Like I don't know what the fuck. It's such a weird like addition to her land because she's got a lot of land, but it's so high up. And at the very top of that hill, the steep hill, like you can look down, you can see like way down at the houses that are below. Like it's really high up.
Yeah.
But then there's just this big ass fucking field all the way up there. And I was like, I'm definitely coming up here later because this place is awesome. It looked just so tranquil.
Dude, that's so tranquil.
So tranquil, bro.
That's like concrete.
Concrete, bro.
But it's tranquil.
So then anyway, so we all drop when everyone gets there, and the first thing we do is we go swimming because we're like, probably can't do this much later.
Yeah.
Because, risk of drowning. I kept doing a bit where Michael was the only sober one there, and who was there was Aiden, Tim, Kathleen, her friend. Oh God, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, Kathleen. If you ever listen to this, I forgot her name. I'm really bad at this right now.
I'm embarrassed, frankly.
Oh, it's Chloe. There you go.
Did someone actually just message you?
No, I just checked on my Instagram.
Someone's just like, Chloe.
So it's Aiden, Tim, Chloe, myself, Carson, Michael Mello, I already said Kathleen, and then also Chase. So Michael's the only sober one.
Yeah.
So we all drop and we're all swimming. And I kept doing a bit where like Michael's the only sober guy. So I was like, oh, Michael, like if I drown, you're gonna have to jump in here and save me. And then I kept going, oh, hey, Michael. And then I'd slump into the water. I did it over and over and over. I ran
How
that.
does Michael handle being at gong shows like sober?
He wasn't happy.
No shit.
But also he wasn't happy because Carson and I were being awful people. But I'll get to that later. So things start like kicking in. We go into her hot tub to like chill.
Yeah.
And that's where like things I could feel myself easing into it. And like every time that like I've done acid, I always laugh so much at the start of it, and that's I think what really gets me the most high. Like I called it in the last one, I called it the giggling descent. Happened again here because as soon as I started laughing, I couldn't stop laughing, and then I was like, oh, I'm feeling it after
You're
that.
a monster.
Yeah, no, I am, yeah. But so at this point, there's the monument, and we get into the hot tub, and there's like this little fucking, like just things that people have in hot tubs, for like, I don't know, temperature or something like that. Like, yeah, it was for temperature.
The little floaty thing?
Yeah. So, but when you lifted it up, it like had like a little, like water would like come out of it.
What is that? Isn't that for some of the like, I don't know.
No, I think there was like a thermometer on it, so I think it was temperature.
Oh, really?
But when you lifted it up, like excess water
it
would...
pisses.
Yeah, it pisses.
It comes.
So we called it the mini monument, and we just would like pass it to each other.
You call it mini monument?
Monument. And we would say the dumbest things. Like, we would be like, hey, you want a hit of the mini monument? And then, we just hand it to someone, and they would just pour water on themselves, and that was just the joke. It was just like, oh, take a hit of this. It's the mini monument. And then I don't know how this started, but because I had a feeling Carson and I were going to go back into our wolves' roots, and I was already feeling like an asshole, and I was like, I'm going to be the bits police tonight. No one is allowed to do bits but me. And then from that spawned the phrase, bits please. And I was just annoying people by, if anyone tried to say something, I went, bits please. And Carson was saying it with me, and it was just so fucking funny. And Chase was like, apparently, because Carson was saying like because Carson and Chase lived together, and with Michael too. He was like, when I'm high, Chase and I like we don't like each other. That thread continued here because Chase was very angry at Carson, which meant he was also angry at me because I was doing the same things he was doing.
Really?
But he was acting like he was like as he was kicking in, he was like a grandpa, like an angry grandpa. Like we'd say like, "Hey Chase, like do you got a towel?" And he's like, "Of course I got a fucking towel." And we just kept laughing. They made us laugh so hard because we're not saying anything mean to him, but he's just being so fucking like he's like, "Oh fuck you guys," blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And and then I think at some point Carson and I were like, we wanted to go up to that place up top.
By the trampoline pathway.
Yeah, like all the way up top. And and Chase came with us, and it was me, Carson, Elle, and Aiden too. And before we went up there though, Aiden had some weed, and we were gonna smoke it. So the terminology for this, because there's terminology even for this. When at the last party we saw a joint, and Carson called it lung drug, and he was like bad lung drug. I misheard him and I said long drug.
I heard you say long drug right now.
So yeah, like that's what we called it. We were like, that's long drug. What we were taking was short drug, and when we brought up like harder drugs, I just called it hard drug. So it was like hard drug, short drug, even though it made no sense because acid lasts 12 hours, and then hard drug. So we were partaking in the long drug. Because I'd done acid 3 times, this is my 3rd time doing acid, I was like weed makes you a bit higher. And I was like,
we're going to get banned off YouTube for this.
Yeah, probably.
They don't want any acid smokers.
And why'd you start this? They told me. But so I took the risk. I'm sorry. I like having fun, okay? So I took the risk. I was like, I'm going to smoke some weed because this sounds fun.
Yeah.
This was Chase's first time doing acid. And then without thinking, he smoked weed.
Okay.
So then after he does that, we all go up top. And some just kicks in for Chase. And I literally think you can chalk up most of it to being the weed. But when we got up to the top, we noticed something in the middle of the field. We walked over to it, and there's a fucking hole. Like not like an actual, just like a natural hole. It was like a pole in the ground.
Yeah,
and we
thought a fence post, yeah.
No, not a fence post.
Like a fence post hole.
Yeah, a fence post hole, yeah. And Chase looked down that hole, and I think something took his soul down there, because the minute he looked down that hole, he had the realization. He's like, "Oh my god, I just did acid and smoked weed, and it was just fucking up his brain."
And then he's looking into the depths of hell.
Yeah, and like he was like, "Oh my god, I swear." He was like, he started having like a mental crisis.
See, I think that's what scares me about even thinking about doing these types of drugs, because after that one time I greened out and thought I was in a coma or in purgatory, I was like, that's fucked. I mean, I'll still do weed here and there, but like, I'm like, fuck, man. I can't imagine ever putting myself through that again. Granted, if it happens again, I'm probably going to prep myself in my head being like, oh, Ryan, this is happening. Because always when something happens to you the first time, you panic and you don't know what's going on. Yeah. I remember even like when I got a body high the first time, I thought I was on like crack. Then it happens again, then you're like, this is normal. But still, that shit scares the fuck out of me, man.
See, I don't think it would happen to you. Because I think you and I are so similar. And I think also I just wouldn't recommend smoking weed for your first time doing acid.
Yeah, I mean,
and like, also I was doing more acid. I did 2 tabs again. I think you would just start with 1 and you'd probably be fine.
Yeah,
because like Carson did it no problem. He just did 1. He did 1 tab of acid, then he did 2 tabs this time with me.
2 tubs?
2 tubs of acid. So then this was one of the first of the 5 times we went up this thing. By the way, when I went up there when I was sober, I was fucking like sweating and panting getting up this hill. We were walking up and walking and talking, so that shows how unaware you are of everything when you're on acid.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize until late in the evening, like at the end of the night when I went to sleep, I was like, my legs feel like shit because of going up and down this thing so many times.
Yeah, I mean,
we went up there 5 times.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. You're under like any sort of like intoxication. You just don't feel. You just do.
Yeah.
And then you're fucking next morning's when you feel.
So then, anyway, so we take Chase back down because he's freaking out.
Were you carrying him?
No,
Was he going, "No, no, no, no,
Carson
no"?
had him like over, like kind of like his hand over his shoulder, and
Yeah.
helping him down. And he like after he told me, he was like, if I hadn't helped him down there, he wouldn't have gotten down. I was like, oh shit, okay. And we we were talking about, he was like, we need to tone down our wolf shit when we're around him a little bit, because he was like, because he just knows how we get. And I was like, we weren't gonna make it easier, and that shit kept slipping into it. Like I just kept Chase would be saying something, and then I would just say some fucking rude retort about it, just like gaslighting him and shit. Like he'd be like, oh, I saw this, and I was like, no, you didn't. And Carson was like, Cooper, you need to walk away from this man, because I couldn't help it. It was just, when I was the fucking wolf man, I was just inclined to be more evil.
Yeah. So, acid makes you more mean.
Well, yeah, it does actually. I was very, but also it's funny because like Carson and I talked about this later. We literally feed off the energy of.
Nope.
No, we're recording. Bye bye. Jesus. So we feed off the energy of other people. That's what we realized. Because when Carson and I were alone, we just had like nice, easy, chill conversations. But as soon as we walked into the presence of other people, we were on our other shit. And this theory, like I came up with this theory last time because
the piss and shit theory.
well, I don't know if I have actually, but I had this like joke a little while ago where I was like, white people, they clap on 1 and 3 for songs.
Yeah, you've said it.
And black people clap on 2 and 4, and I clap on 2 and 4. And when we were high on acid last time, we were like, Carson and I were like, you and I are wolfing on 2 and 4 while these people are wolfing on 1 and 3. But then now we've just applied the logic here because like, we're just in any situation when we're around these people, like we don't understand what the fuck they're saying. Like we would listen to people's conversations and we're like, what are they fucking talking about? So we were like, that's it. There's like the radio wave. They're on 1 and 3 and we're on 2 and 4. That's just how it's like working. It's the weird radio waves of how these people get high or whatever.
You're literally just going to like your tribal estates.
Yes. No, I mean, that's the funny thing about acid is that you start connecting dots. At least Carson and I connect a lot of weird dots during the whole trip. And that was one of the situations where we were like we saw like everyone and we were like, we don't know what they're saying. That was a quote we kept saying. We said, we understand us. That was one of the quotes we repeatedly said during the night. And then, see, I'm just bouncing all over the place. Before it all started, Carson was like, we should be nice to Michael tonight. And I was like, sure. But then we became wolves. And that went out the window immediately because I like to give names to people. So I called Michael the Challenger. And because he would challenge us at every turn. And I was like, you're the challenger. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. and he would always say things and we were like, okay, challenger. Like the okay booper. Like we were like, okay, challenger. We would just every turn we were fucking fighting with him. And yeah, it was just another element of the bullying. Like we're bad people. The wolves are not good people. That's something we realized.
I'm gonna show up there sober when you guys are doing your whole shenanigans, and I will grab you by the ears and go, that's it. Enough of bullying. You're in timeout now. Time to go home.
So Michael was the challenger. Aiden somehow got roped into being with Carson and I for most of the night. Like he was just walking around with us the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So we called him the witness because he was witness to all of our actions. And at some point during the day, it made us laugh really hard because he was like, we were all talking and laughing and he was just like, I'm going fucking crazy being next to you guys. Because we were fucking crazy. And then, talking about, like, connecting, like, lines and shit. Carson and I connected 2 crazy lines. Carson's allergic to horses.
Oh.
And there was horses nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm allergic to carrots. And we put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh my God, horses eat carrots. I was like, fuck.
You're allergic to carrots?
Yeah. I don't know. They make me feel sick after.
That's so weird.
I know.
I've never heard of someone allergic to carrots.
Yeah, I just always get an upset stomach every time I eat them.
You're a freak.
I know. And then, when we were up at the top, like at the fucking
I'm
hole.
sorry, I only listen to
underworld.
people that are not freaks. Sorry.
Well, Jesus, you know me forever, bro.
Bro, you can't eat carrots.
Yeah. Well, I can. I just don't feel good after.
You may as well be a baby. Huh?
Motherfucker, I eat everything else.
I'm gonna force feed you carrots in your sleep.
Okay.
You're gonna be like fucking Frosty the Snowman. It's gonna be sticking out of there.
I'm gonna be dead, bro.
Yeah.
So,
You think it can kill you?
no, I just think it makes.
Do you want to find out?
No.
Carrot time.
Carrot time. So Carson connected another dot. We were up at like the top of the hole, and he was just like, "Oh, it's your mom screaming."
Just watching hockey.
Yeah. And he was like talking about like the underworld and what was under there, and he was like, you know, it was funny because we went up to that top place like 5 times, and each time big ass field, but we were always somehow sitting or standing around this hole. And I was like, bro, we're the shepherds of fire. Like we're the goddamn underworld sent here to like protect this goddamn hole. And then he's like, you know, Anubis is like the god of the underworld. And he was like, Anubis is a wolf. And I was like, oh my god.
It's not a wolf, he's a dog.
No, whatever, close enough. I mean, also on the last note of connecting dots, when it was nighttime later on, he and I both.
Oh, I'm sorry. We just got a poggers in chat. Thanks for the poggers, boy.
Thanks for the poggers. We looked up at the stars, and I shit you not, we both saw lines connecting the stars, like for constellations. Like we both looked up. We were like, "You saw that too, right?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I saw the motherfucking lines connecting the stars."
This whole episode so far is just a whole advertisement and, you know, an urging for people to just do acid. It seems right now. Is it, Cooper? Can you say to the community as a whole, "Hey guys,
do acid. It's fun."
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
What are the legalities of acid around the world?
I don't think it's legal.
So you still feel comfortable telling everyone to?
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck the feds, bro.
That's it. YouTube's getting the ban hammer on us. We're fucked.
Oh, okay. I was like a fucking quoting machine, bro. I was coming up with so many funny lines. At one point we were, and this will tie back into the bits please thing. But Carson at one point, like, I think I mentioned like how, okay, so Carson and I were like shirtless the entire day.
Okay.
Like we were in our bathing suits for the entire day. Like everyone was swimming for a bit, and then later on they started putting on clothes. Carson and I were fucking naked from 12 p.m. until 12 a.m.
Nice.
So at a point, like, people were like, "Are you not cold or anything?" Because like the entire day, I didn't feel a change in temperature. I went from the hot tub to the pool to just walking around. I felt the same temperature
you were just so
all day.
fucked, right? Yeah.
And they were like, "Aren't you cold?" I was like, "No, bro, unagi." I was like, "Inner peace, bro." And I kept touching the monument because the monument just brought me peace too. Like, and we'd always be like, "Hey, come take a hit of the monument, dude. It'll make you feel better." And then Carson said something. He's like, "You gotta get your chi up, bro." And I was like, "Yo, hey, yo, cheese up." And then we talked to everyone. We're like, "Hey, is your chi up over there?" It just became a phrase like that we were just kept saying over there. We were like, "Hey, how's the chi, bro? Is the cheese up?" And then we were in the pool later. It was me, Aiden, and Carson. And I was thinking about like Bits Police and Chi and all that shit. And I just blurted out Chi-I Joe. And we laughed for so long about it. And Carson was like, Michael was challenging us, so he wasn't admitting that it was a good fucking pun. And like, Carson was
a Dalai Lama would say.
Carson was heavily defending me. He was like, "Michael, you are so wrong. This is a god tier pun." And I felt like it was. I was like, Chi-I Joe. I pulled that shit out of thin air, and I was so happy about that because we were the goddamn like police, bro. We were like police in the Chi.
Chi-I Joe.
Chi-I Joe.
With a cha-cha.
Yeah, we're the Chi-I Joes, bro.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
I was pretty proud of that one. Then, one later that I'm pretty proud of. I think this is the one I'm proud of the most. Because, okay, this is something I realized. The first time I did acid, I was loopy as fuck, and I was just kind of like along for the ride. The second time with Carson, we were still kind of loopy, but I felt like I had a bit more control, and we were just doing like, wolf shit, so we were just all over the place and crazy.
Yeah.
I honestly think that each time I do it, I'm gaining more control over myself.
Probably, because, you're getting used to it.
Because this time, like, Carson and I were like fucking monks, bro. We were just like walking around peacefully. Like, we were antagonizing people, but we weren't like crawling on the ground like we were the last time we did it, because we were just like on the ground laughing all the time and just like barely able to like function. But like
that's kind of what happens with any type of narcotic you do, right? Like just think of like, you know, everyone said you're LG wasted, right? Some young person drinks some beers and all of a sudden they're like, as you get older you get used to it.
Yeah.
Right. Same with weed. Everything. Once the first time you do it, you're way more susceptible and don't know how to control yourself. And the more you do it, the more you become, I guess, normalized to it. And I guess that's pretty much what's happening there. So for better or for worse, I guess.
So like in the evening, like as we were winding down, I was realizing, we had so much control. Like we're becoming stronger wolves each time we do this. So I came up with, I called this the NWO, the New Wolf Order. And I was really happy about that one. I was like, that's God tier as well. Because I was like, that's what we've become. Like we're so strong in the goddamn force of the wolves. We're our own entity. And like Aiden was like, I've never seen anything like this.
We should
before.
advertise about that we're part of the NWO.
NWO.
I think Brian will cry.
Yeah, but I'm calling it the New Wolf Order.
Oh, well, he doesn't know that.
He won't know. He'll just see NWO. God, there's so many terminology that we have up here. I'm just gonna read random lines that I thought were funny. Oh, at one point we came down from the fucking like hill. And like I'm saying this like not to like I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this, because this is literally what Chase was doing in his like weird state, but he was standing like a goddamn schizophrenic. Like his arms were like gripping each other, and if like a mosquito bit him, he would do the most outrageous movement to like kill the mosquito, like not just like a slap. He's like rah! Like, and so we came and we saw him, and we were like, "Hey Chase, how you doing?" You know what this motherfucker says in response? He says, "Peter Griffin." That's what he said. Like, we were like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he just goes, "Peter Griffin." And because like Carson and I were so enlightened, we just went, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Dude, I would have lost my shit.
Dude, oh no, I laughed so hard, but we were just like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Especially after how it's just Chase saying that and how you're describing him looking. Holy
and I guess
shit.
the backstory behind that is that like he said the same thing to Matt Franchitti. Matt Franchitti said, "Are you on acid?" And he just said, "Peter Griffin." And just he said the same thing to us, and it just made me laugh so hard. And
it's actually so
I kept bringing it up later, dude. It was so fucking funny. And also like, oh dude, Carson and I, like, we somehow acquired this new sense of communication. Like I said, we're upgrading each time, because like we would, okay, well, along with this, because you know how stoic Carson is, right? He's a very kind of stoic guy.
Yeah, he's pretty like, I
he's
guess
like he's very chill, relaxed. You know, he's a man of like few words, few emotions. Totally the opposite on acid. That man does expressions I've never seen him do before. Like
really?
he does things with his face that just make me laugh and make everyone else angry. I'm like, this is like wonderful.
That's so funny.
But we discovered like a new kind of way of communicating where like we wouldn't say anything, but if we agreed with a point or agreed with each other, we would just go like if anyone said anything, we just look at each other and go or like it was just so stupid, but it was just so funny. We always understood each other. Like we would look at each other, we'd know what the other person was thinking, and everyone else was agreement. They're like, without a doubt, Cooper and Carson are thinking the same thing at all times right now. And I think honestly that was the truth. Like there would be some instances where I was like, I just look at him and I'd be thinking, I want to go take a hit of the monument. He'd be like, we should be taking a hit of the monument right now. And I was like, and then later on in the night, because like I said, we were shirtless all day.
Yeah.
Like right until like 12 a.m. when the high kind of stopped. And for the most part, for everyone else's safety, we stayed outside. Like Carson and I were like, let's just stay outside and let's just talk, because as soon as I walk in there, I'm gonna start doing my goddamn shit again. And we both agreed. Like we were like, because it's just them. It's them that gives us the power. And we walk in there and they're doing dumb shit, and we're just like, Like, so it was like 12 a.m. and like the high had basically worn off.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Carson and I were just still doing our shit. So we walk into the house and everyone's just chilling. And like, they were like, why are you guys shirtless? Like still. And I just went, build different. And then Carson and I were like, build different. And then we'd be like, hey, no. Build different. That was our response to it. We're like, we're built different.
This did you start beating any of them up or what?
I wanted to.
You wanted to?
Well, I didn't tell you because you didn't hear the last one. When we, like, at the last party, I literally came up with a plan to kill Chino.
What?
I was like, I turned to Carson at one point because Chino was fucked, and I was like, we're gonna kill Chino tonight. Dude, Carson didn't like it.
Jose thinks that's poggers, dude.
Dude, that's poggers. And then
you wanted to kill Chino?
Yeah,
the fuck do you mean you wanted to kill Chino?
I don't know. I didn't have a plan. I was just like,
you said you just came up with a plan.
Oh well, I mean the idea. I was like,
so how did you? Were you thinking of killing him?
Well, the funny thing, because like the thing about connecting dots, like we find the story later on because at the beginning of the night, Chino was fucked.
Okay. Why'd you want to kill him though? Like what drove?
I don't know. It was a funny thought. I was like, it'd be funny if we killed him tonight. But then it gained semblance later because Chino would end up becoming our god by the end of the night because he would walk into the room and he'd just say some fucking crazy shit and I was just like, he's spoken.
Spider-Man 2 on DVD.
No, he would walk into the room and be like, there's something dark coming, and then Jacob Blanchard would walk into the room and I was like, and Carson and I were just like, he has spoken. We abide by his rules. So then it became like we're gonna kill him because it's a spiritual sacrifice because he's our god. We didn't end up killing him, obviously, but it crossed my mind quite a bit that night.
Was there anyone else that you were gonna start a fight with? You think besides or try to kill during your acid trips?
During this one, no.
So acid doesn't make you inherently want to fight?
No. I mean anything that I was always joking. You know what I mean? Like, it was just the idea. Like, everything was funnier, so I was just like, oh, it'd be funny if I fought you, but I never did.
Yes, Jose. Cooper does hate little children and people named Chino.
I also said at one point, because, like, I was looking up at the stars, and I was like, is that brightest star the North Star? And then I think Chloe was like, I'm pretty sure that's Venus. And I was like, I think Venus is in retrograde right now. And she's like, no, that's Mercury. And I was like, Venus.
You really tried talking to a girl about astrology, huh?
Yeah.
Man, you fucking idiot.
Also, there's a lot of Lord of the Rings references because, like, the pathway to get up to the, like, upper place.
And you were with Carson, I expect that.
Yeah, but it seemed like Lord of the Rings, you know what I mean? Like, the way the sun shined, we were walking barefoot, and it just looked like, it reminded me of Rivendell, like, with, like, all the stone pathways everywhere and leaves.
First I was like, you mean Riverdale? And I was like, no. She means
Rivendell, I was right.
Yeah.
And, like, it just reminded me of that. So, like, there's just a lot of, like, us calling each other hobbits and shit. And then, like, at one point, later on in the night, Chase was, like, acting like hot shit because he was like, I know something you guys don't know. And we were just like, okay. And then, like, we were like,
what was that?
I don't know. He never told us. And I was like, are you going to tell us? He's like, no, because it would break your brains. And then I turned to Carson. I was like, keep your secrets, old man. That was pretty. That shit made me laugh. Oh, also, like I'm bouncing back and forth through time. Like I didn't plan this properly, but we were in the pool. It was me, Aiden, and Carson in the pool, and then over was everyone else sitting on the chair. And like Chloe was like making fun of Michael. She was like, "Oh, you look like this," and like she showed him a picture on her phone, and it was so far away. But I was so certain I knew what the picture was. And I was like, oh, she just compared Michael to human Shrek from Shrek 2. So I asked her, I was like, hey, Chloe, was that human Shrek? Because like I told Carson and Aiden, I was like, that was totally the human Shrek picture. Yeah. And she went, what are you talking about? And I went, oh my God, I was so wrong. But I was so certain. I was like, that's human Shrek. I was like, hey, what's up? Yo, that's really funny. Is that human Shrek? She's like, what? And I was like,
did she tell you what picture it actually was?
No, but I was like, oh my God, I was so certain.
There's no way Michael Mello, it's the human Shrek.
I don't know. My brain was connecting dots. Also, WAP was a very important thing to us that night.
Oh, yeah?
Like I kept
literally.
No, I just kept requesting the song getting played.
Oh.
But at one point, Chloe we kept asking for it, and Chloe was like, okay, well, I'll play it so you guys can shut up. And she played it. And then like afterwards, she was like, all right, I gave you guys what you want. And I turned to everyone. I was like, she gave me the WAP. And then I was like, shit. And then she was like, fuck.
That's funny.
God, where's some other shit? Oh, at one point, Chase like was walking around and he had one sleeve up and one sleeve down. And I was like,
What a hooligan.
I was like, you look like Lady Justice right now. Like, it was just the comparison of like having the the one thing up and one
Chase,
thing down.
You're a hooligan.
You're
One sleeve up, one sleeve down. I don't care how fucked you are. What the fuck's wrong with you, Chase? How could you?
Oh,
Peter
also,
Griffin.
also a reoccurring thing that Carson and I would do is we'd run away from everyone. Like if everyone was going in a certain direction, we'd go in the other.
Okay.
This happened a lot the last party, and Aiden picked up on that because at one point we were all like, everyone's like, okay, let's go in the hot tub. And Carson and I were like, yeah, let's go in the hot tub. As soon as everyone was leaving, Carson and I gave each other the look, and we just started stepping back. And Aiden was like, what are you guys doing? Stop it. You're doing that stupid thing again.
For those of you that don't know what's going on yet, Cooper's talking about his acid adventures.
Yeah, and it's...
Just so that's clear.
Yeah. Oh, also, okay, so I was wearing my sunglasses basically all day.
Okay.
At a point, I became dependent on them. Because for some reason, like, things would seem like they go out of focus when I take them off. So I was like, this is weird. And, like, that was another thing that I would pass my glasses around and be like, bro, take a hit of the glasses. You know what you need? You need some perspective. And that was the joke. I was like, these glasses will give you perspective. And so we just passed the glasses around, and like, we'd be in the hot tub, and Carson would be like, can I take a hit of the glasses? And I was like, take a hit of these glasses, bro. And we just passed them around, and it was just like, this is perspective. Like, it's another perspective for you. I don't know. Like, things just kind of fall into place and are just funny. Like, that's the great thing about acid is like everything is just funny. Like the simplest things. Like it could just be 3 dudes standing in a circle, and you could make that shit fun for like an hour. And that's just the beauty of it. I think also I referred to myself as God as one point, and then also I said God the unreliable narrator, and Carson really liked that quote. I forgot about that one, but he was like, at one point you referred to yourself as God, and then said you're an unreliable narrator. And then I have like a prop here actually, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
A prop? What the fuck are you talking about?
You'll see. So, that hole in the ground? Like,
yeah.
We were talking about it, and Carson was like, that shit took Chase's soul. That shit was Pandora's box.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, you know what's at the bottom of Pandora's box?
Pussy.
No, he said hope. He was like, hope. And then I
remember, yeah.
And then I added, and also a lot of crabs. And he was like, yeah, there's a weird amount of crabs at the bottom of Pandora's box. And I was like, why did God spill crabs in the hope box? I don't know, it just became a recurring thing. Like, we just kept bringing up crabs because we thought it was funny. Okay. Also, we referred to ourselves as the old guard a lot because we kept like technically while we were making fun of everyone, we were also watching over everyone, so we were like, we're the old guard. So at one point we all kind of go inside, and Carson and I, we don't want to be around everyone, so we go downstairs, and Kathleen has like a little movie room downstairs.
Were her parents gone or something?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're looking through like all the movies that they have on their like, cabinet, and this one movie catches my eye, and I started laughing about it, and then we spent the next 20 minutes looking at this movie, and I stole the movie from her house.
Okay.
Because I was like,
is that what you have here today?
Yeah, I was like, I need to take this thing home with me.
Cooper, could you please show us the illegal thing you stole from a person's home?
So the movie is called The World According to Garp.
The fuck?
I know, it caught my eye. I was
please show the audience The World According to Garp.
I mean, look up this movie. It makes no sense, and I'm gonna explain why it makes no sense to me.
Okay, you watched it?
No, we didn't watch it. I'm refusing to watch it just out of principle because I think that like.
Does Kathleen know you stole this?
Yeah, I told her. I was like, I'm gonna take this home with me. I was like, sorry if one day your family goes, I'm feeling like watching Garp tonight.
I want Garp today.
So I just saw the word Garp, and that made me laugh, and I was like, I want to look into this, and it's a Robin Williams movie. And here's what it says. The World According to Garp. Robin Williams is Garp. He's got a funny way of looking at life. Yeah. Carson and I were like, that's totally us right now. So like we were reading the back of the book of this thing, and it just let me just read this for you. When Robin Williams played T.S. Garp in The World According to Garp, 2 totally original American icons met.
He said CS Garp like it's a fucking Counter-Strike game.
A leading comic actor of our time and the character whose loopy adventures made John Irving's novel a literary milestone and a runaway bestseller. Fans of Williams' dramatic work in Dead Poets Society and his Oscar winner Good Will Hunting, which, by the way, this movie came out in 1982.
Oh my god.
and Good Will Hunting came out much later. So this movie was like, clearly when they
It was
released
a
this on DVD,
Blu-ray or a HD.
yeah, they
rendition.
were like, well, he would eventually do Good Will Hunting, so you'll like him in this.
Okay.
We'll also save fans of his work in Dead Poet Society and his Oscar winner Good Will Hunting will also savor his garp.
Ew. we're getting asked to put GARP in the NES right now. And I hope
It's not gonna play.
VHS GARP would
No,
work.
dude,
maybe.
this shit gets crazier. You need, Garp, a sweet-natured writer whose life is a weird minefield of violence, adultery, fatherhood, rampant feminism, and eerie coincidence. Glenn Close, her film debut, as Garp's formidable mother, and John Lithgow as a transsexual ex-NFL receiver give impressive support, earning Oscar nominations and critics' laurels galore. Their collaboration is one hell of a magnificent movie, and that's from Bernard Drew Gannett Newspapers.
Okay.
Also, this movie received 5 stars. Dazzling, absorbing, beautifully acted by all. From Leonard Maltin's Movie and Video Guide.
Okay.
Okay. So the chapters are listed in the index.
Okay.
I'm going to read you some of them.
Okay. Yeah. Read me the chapters of GARP.
Chapter 1, bouncing credits. I guess that doesn't matter. Chapter 2, T.S. Garp. Chapter 3, preteen lust. Chapter 4, flying with dad.
Okay.
Chapter 5, bitten by bonkers. Chapter 6, bitten by the wrestling bug. These are one scene after the other. He's bitten by something. Number 10, chapter 10, wrestling with lust. Chapter 14, bitten by Garp. I hadn't read that one yet. Chapter 15, hooker research. Chapter 21, magic marker baby. Chapter 22, reckless driving. Chapter 24, Halloween, a lover's name. Chapter 25, more reckless driving. And then chapter 27, the sexy age. Chapter 29, lawn carnage. Chapter 38 and 39 are very interesting. Chapter 38 is called Jenny's Last Stand. Chapter 39 is called Mourning. Clearly Jenny doesn't make it.
No.
Dude, this shit, like, when we were high, this shit was the funniest thing. When we were sober, we were like, this doesn't make any sense still. I'm never going to watch this movie, but I took it because it's so important to me now. Garp became like a fucking fixture of the night for me.
I can't believe it.
It's got like a fucking plane crash in a house. It's like Donnie Darko. Like, what?
I don't know.
It makes no fucking sense.
That's 80s is a very interesting time for movies. It is a funky time. Fucking Robin Williams is doing some crazy shit. My favorite Robin Williams movie is Peter Pan.
Really? I kind of like Flubber.
I have nostalgia for it. I watched it not too long ago, actually.
I like Flubber.
Flubber? You fucking kidding me?
Bits, please. I think that's actually pretty much everything.
Yeah, Cooper, you've been talking about your acid trip for 50 minutes now.
Yeah, well, I talked about it for the entire pod the last episode, so. Well, move on to the next thing.
Here's the next thing. GARP 2.
GARP 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So how many more times do you think you're going to do acid?
Well, I'm not going to do it for a while now.
Do you think you're going to do it while you're pregnant? Your kid's going to come out like fucking Tweak from South Park.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Hey man, world's your oyster. You have. I'm not dealing with it.
I think you should do it the next time we do it.
I don't want to. You know what I think I'm gonna do? Next time you guys are doing some bullshit like this, I'm gonna come find you. I'm gonna come watch you guys, and I'm gonna dress up like Robin Williams, and I'm gonna go GARP GARP, and you guys are gonna vomit because that's how omnipotent I'll look while you guys are just fucked out of your mind.
That'd be scary.
Would it be funny? Each step I take, I go GARP 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 GARP.
I don't think he does that in the movie, but
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed Cooper's fucking acid adventure segment here.
Are there a lot of people watching?
The most we had, I think we had was 7. Right now we have 5.
That's a solid number.
Well, I mean, like I said, like us being on Twitch, I think, I don't know, you guys, I think it's silly because we have I understand Twitch is a better streaming platform, but unless you're actually always streaming on Twitch, it doesn't kind of matter. Or like I said, unless we're an 800K YouTube channel, and then we decide to be like, hey, go to Twitch now, and then people follow. Like, the Majority Report, like Sam Cedar, huge, like almost 900K subs, I think now. And he live streams, and he gets maybe like 5,000 people watching.
Yeah.
But like on like debate nights, notoriously CNN or whoever was hosting it would strike down people streaming. But Twitch was safer, so they would tell everyone to go to Twitch, and they never stream on Twitch. They always stream on YouTube. But when they told people to do it, because there's such a prevalent audience, they want to watch them, they all follow there. So unless we're that, then yeah, no, we're not gonna fucking do that. But I think YouTube might be a little better for this stuff. Yes, Tyler, the Crusader, it is very hype. I like this too, because after we do this, we'll start making stream VODs too.
Is that Tyler the Creator's LARPy account?
In his opinion, DaddyLand needs an OnlyFans. You know, fucking Cooper,
Actually, I do have an OnlyFans.
do you actually have an OnlyFans?
Well, I made an account. It's
Why-
called Koopy Fans.
You post anything?
I haven't posted anything yet.
Well, you fucking
I
idiot.
was gonna post pictures of. I was gonna maybe alternate.
You should
between-
dude, you already post half naked pictures of yourself on your spam account on Insta. So why don't you just start doing just an OnlyFans?
I just haven't gotten to the. I don't know how much I'd charge people for it because I don't think my. This is gonna sound really sad, but I don't think my body's worth that much.
but if you make it funny, you're a dude. Like, people are gonna buy it, especially if you start, you know, if we start like having enough people like watch. If you have people watch your YouTube videos and they recognize you, and then also like, just imagine someone you watch on YouTube and they go,
But imagine the blackmail of people going.
"You already post this shit on your Instagram, though.
That's
What
a
do you mean the blackmail? You do this to yourself."
That's true.
Yeah, it is pretty sleazy, I know, but
Wait, what's sleazy?
I don't know.
OnlyFans?
I don't know.
My
You're using your YouTube to leech off of your fans to pay for your OnlyFans.
You're the one suggesting this. I haven't posted anything on my OnlyFans yet.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
made one because I thought it'd be funny.
I'm just saying, forget using your Instagram account. Start using your OnlyFans. For those, if you guys want to try finding Cooper's Instagram, if you want to follow his private page, which is called Coops point something. Anyway,
it's called coopsspam.jpg.
this dude just posts himself in the shower naked with his ass sticking out all the time, like so you may as well just go for it. Yeah, the secret half nude Insta, it really is that. That's what he does.
Well, it's not just half nudes on there, but yeah, every once in a while I throw a nude on there. I mean, I'll throw a nude on my main Insta. I don't give a fuck. I've shown you my dick before. Remember we were at a fire and
I must have like it's gone. I can't recall what your dick looks like.
I think Sean. I mean, yeah, but I remember like I was like taking a bunch of dick pics and I was like, we were at a fire and I was like, hey Sean, look at my dick.
If you want to, you can go into the YouTube chat right now, and then you could just type to the people. We got people asking you, "What's his at, dude?"
That's my hat. Okay.
Yeah, go send him your spam page, bro. Just fucking let them know what's up. So besides this little slutty segment we just did here in Cooper's acid trip, something we want to touch on, on a more serious note. I only thought of this today while I was working. I was just like, I kind of want to talk about this. So we've put out 3 videos now, 2 of prevalence. One of them was just stupid. We just felt like trying something out. And the first one got really good reception. Third one got decent reception too. But I think it's all a learning curve with stuff, right? It was a little too long. We didn't do our 3-way camera too. But I've reached out to a lot of left tube type people just to showcase like, hey, put this out if you're interested and whatnot. And I don't expect more prevalent YouTubers to really give me any attention, right? I'm not expecting that at all because they're way bigger than me, and why would you? But, you know, it's one of the things, you just shoot it out there. And I'm not going to name names for everyone that I sent out, but I will say I sent out emails and talks and requests about everything to every big left tuber that's like talks not about like current events, but like culture stuff and like, you know, somewhat current events, but it's more like, it's like a streaming culture type, like not your Sam Cedars or your Kyle Kalinskis or David Packmans, because those guys are on a different thing. They just do current events. Get the fuck out of your jacket. But I sent it to like people that did like, you know, talked about cultural stuff, you know, talked about like conservative YouTubers is their thing, not actual like electoral politics. And almost no one really reciprocated my video at all. I got one person maybe saying like, oh, put it to the subreddit. And again, like, I'm not expecting anyone to really give me anything.
No, I had a bad experience on Reddit.
Yeah, I know. You sent it to some, like nothing to do with LeftTube, but you sent it on some Reddit page, and they were just like, fuck you!
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah, so I sent a bunch of stuff around on bigger LeftTuber people, emailed them.
What are you saying?
LeftTubers?
Okay, sorry. I
Are you still high?
I think I just had a stroke for a minute because I was like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, bigger lefty channels I sent stuff out on. Like, people over, like, 10,000 subs. None of them got back to me except for one guy. And the one guy...
Vouch.
Vosh.
Shit.
Fucking Vouch. It's like you don't even know. So Vosh was the only guy that actually got back to me. He answered my email right away. And also I got into his Discord AMA a couple months back where I plugged the channel. I talked about it. He sent it to his chat and such, and we got like 150 subscribers from it. And then just the other day too, I sent in like a dono message to have him check it out. And he actually looked at the video, which he never did before. And he actually looked at it and he said, this is really cool. He complimented it and he put it into his chat. And I was just like, he's the only one that has like given us any sort of attention or given us some sort of like little boost in anything. And he's like arguably the biggest left-tuber for what he does, right?
Yeah.
And Vosh has this, I want to talk about this. He has this, I guess this image of being a really big asshole and someone that like other lefties like don't like. Like he's pretty much kind of like the lone wolf on lefty tube, like
Lone wolf, you
yeah,
say.
lone wolf. That's right. So he's pretty much, everyone calls him a big douchey asshole, which I mean he's aggressive in his debates, but like I mean like this isn't like saying anything bad about the other left tubers, but like literally Vosh was the only one that gave us the time of day to talk to me and to showcase my stuff. Like even if it was something very quick and simple, like he is the biggest one and he was the one that did it too. Other guys didn't even say anything to me. And again, I'm not expecting you to, but this is more of a defense of Vosh right now than anything else. Like this isn't saying like, oh, fuck you for not showing my shit. But like everyone always talks about how much of a big douche he is. But he was the only one to literally answer my emails, talk to me, and showcase my our content. And I was just like, dude, like how did like, I don't know. It's a little telling that like out of every other lefty left tuber who I've sent stuff to, who also criticizes him very heavily of being a big douchey asshole, I'm like, they didn't give me the time of day at all. But this guy that they just always lambast as a piece of shit, I'm like, he's like one of the nicest dudes in terms of like, you know, we're an ant. And he's like, hey there, man, this is pretty cool. And he's like,
I'm not an ant, I'm a wolf, fuck you.
Yeah, you're an ant. In fact, you're a fucking speck of sand.
No.
Yeah, this is not going to bode well
disagree.
for you. But yeah, no, like I was just like I was just like, man, like this is just, I don't know. It's just super nice and a little, I just find it a little weird that like I can understand why some people didn't like him with how he speaks about things and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for a lot of these left tubers to like just lambast him as like a piece of shit asshole and say all these bad things, it's just like really telling right now when they're all smaller than him. And he was the only one that, like, you know, gave us a chance at all, pretty much. And, yeah, this is, again, I'm not saying, please show my content, please show my content. This is more for Vosh right now, where I'm just like, look at this. Look at this big, sweaty cock and balls. We're going to edit something in with his big, sweaty cock and balls right there.
I don't think... All right.
I think we can do that.
I don't...
Yeah, right?
We're getting banned for acid talk. That's gonna be shadow banned.
Oh, this guy says he found us from the surf subreddit. The surf subreddit was actually...
the only subreddit that seemed to reciprocate nicely.
Yeah, the surf subreddit liked us a lot. We live near where Lance lives as well. But yeah, your guys the surfs are fucking awesome channel, and their subreddits was really nice to us too. But yeah, I don't want to name names of other big lefties, but no one gave us any bit of attention as much as Vosh did, and I don't know, just really fucking appreciate it because
I sent the video to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, did you? Are you?
And she told me I'm gonna die in 3 days.
Did you actually send the video to Hillary Clinton?
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know. You're fucking. You asked Ryan Reynolds if you want to be in something. I mean, I don't.
Jesus, spoiler. But also, Hillary Clinton don't check her goddamn emails. So.
Oh. No, she does, but she got that private email, you know. But yeah. So I just want to say like a big
thank
thank
you to Vaish.
Yes.
Vice.
However you say his.
Vosh.
You know what? I don't know this. I don't know if he's ever said this, but there's a My Little Pony character called Vosh. I remember like watching something one time. I was just like, wait a minute. And I was like, this dude name himself after a My Little Pony character? If someone could correct me on if he
That's
actually...
an alpha move.
It is an alpha move. But yeah. Thank you, Vosh, for what the fuck we have so far. We got a lot more cool content to come to eventually, guys, for those of you watching.
Yeah, I'm literally writing 3 scripts at the moment.
Yeah, this dude's writing 3 scripts. I think our next one, I think we can say it. We're gonna do what is Anprim?
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be funny because we try to be funny as much as we can. And I think Anprim ideology is funny enough.
Well, I mean,
we'll take it seriously a little bit because
yeah.
there's some things you could pull out of there. But I think
when I was on acid, I was basically Anprim. That's what I was reduced to. I was a caveman. I didn't touch phone all day. I kept saying phone bad.
Were you really?
Yeah, because people were like trying to check their messages, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
bad.
no, bad. Yeah. So there's a lot of fun stuff to come. And thank you guys for those of you that decided to show up here. We're gonna keep pumping stuff out. I'm gonna be going back to school soon, so I'm gonna be having a harder time trying to do shit. But hopefully we get things on track here. Like doing our podcast every week, like we do the setup here. It's gonna be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anprim is a joke. LOL. Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, we know.
Oh, we know.
We know.
It's a funny joke,
It's
though.
a funny joke.
It's a very funny joke.
That shit was one of the funniest things I think I've ever discovered recently.
Yeah. Anprim's a very funny thing, and I think I've kind of got my friend group just saying it like colloquially now, where it's just we pick up rock, we go Anprim time, and we just kill each other.
Yeah, like I went to like this like swimming hole a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
With a couple of our friends, and our buddy Eric would just climb up to a cliff, pick up a rock, and throw it over, and he was like, back to work for Anprim, man.
It's gonna be funny too, because I'll tell you guys little things we have ideas for. Where we're gonna be in the forest, and because I have lav mics, and we're gonna be laved up while we talk about what is Anprim. We're gonna have bits too in the beginning and the end, at the very least. And I have monkey costumes, so we're gonna be in monkey costumes. And
How many monkey costumes do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
I have 2 monkey costumes. Sean will think of something. We'll have Alpha Ape in there, but it'll be a really fun time because I like I said, I go on YouTube and I search up like, oh, let me see if someone has the title of something that I want to do, and I search up what is Anprim, and there's only like a couple things. One dude taking it really seriously, and other things were just deep fried memes of a monkey screaming. So I was just like, I'm not fucking kidding. So maybe there's a lot of ideas we have. We have the Anprim mobile too. May I ask why not a reach out to the centrist or righty YouTubers?
I think we talked about maybe having righty YouTubers on our show.
Well, yeah, if you could clarify, what do you mean by reach out to them? Like to have them on our show, or to talk?
Or to like talk to them? Because I'm down to talk to right wing people. Like I think the problem was we were worried about like giving them a platform, but since we're so small, we don't really have a platform at all.
No, it doesn't matter at all. It's where we're at right now. But yeah, if you can clarify what you mean by that, like if you mean like we talk more about it, or like can't save the lost. No, there's definitely, we'll pick and choose which ones we have on. I know for our 3rd big video, because we're kind of doing a little trilogy just because they're based out of the province we're in. We're doing Dan Dix for our 3rd big video, which we don't necessarily know when it'll come out. There's a lot of big ideas for
probably
that.
Like before the end of the year, but we're shooting in November. I'm gonna have the script done before October.
Yeah.
So, and then given the editing process, it's kind of how it's been. I want to say December is maybe when the Dan Dix video is going to come out.
Yeah, but if you guys have any YouTubers that you want us to talk about, like just literally tell me now or tell me whenever, because I'm open to things.
We have one that we have planned for the new year already, John Doyle.
Oh, just for clout, like reach out from Vosh sort of thing? Oh.
You wanted to debate a guy a little while ago, and that didn't happen.
Pardon? Oh, I was going to get a debate, but the guy backed out.
Yeah.
You talking about that? You guys have a good setup, but I think I hear either one of you and both mics sometimes double the high level ideas. I don't know what that means. Listen, dude, I'm very bad. The fact that this is a thing right now is actually shocking. Let me tell you.
Yeah, let me tell you. When we started this thing, it was so much worse. Like...
Yeah, I don't know if I sound better.
Every like, you know, we've been doing this podcast for about a year now. Every week is like a learning process for us.
Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, just for clout, reach out to them. Like reach out. like ask like a righty or centrist YouTuber for a shout out? If you mean that, I mean, so what we've been doing with our videos is our first video was about a crazy Nazi. I'd suggest go watching that, but I think I recognize you. I think you did watch it. I could be totally wrong though. The first one's like he's a insane Nazi, like not just your typical like Richard Spencer type of dude, but like he is like
He's
like loopy. It's funny.
He's got a music video on his BitChute that's about, it's like, it's the Angel of the Morning, except all the lyrics are about how much you love Hitler.
Yes.
Just call me Dave of the morning, Dave. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, Hitler.
Yeah, very cool. Then our second video was about like an evangelical religious woman. Well, I guess it's our third video on our YouTube channel, but she hasn't really talked about us yet. If she does, the video will get a lot of attention. If she's smart, she won't talk about us.
Yeah.
So we've poked at right YouTubers so far. Jesus, they're gonna hate that. But I think one person that we're gonna go after, I think make a video on, and I showed Cooper here.
I think I already said it. John Doyle, right?
John Doyle.
Fuck that guy,
dude. John Doyle, I think would be really easy and fun to do a video as we do on, because he's just so. It's just so. I don't know how to. LARPy.
I got up and I punched the wall after I saw a couple videos of him.
Yeah, LARPy isn't the word. He's just that dude. You know what I mean? He was the dude in high school who would just like start playing. Actually, teacher, if you, and I'm like, oh god, he's talking again. No, someone stop him. But yeah, there's a lot of things coming down the line. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, and I appreciate you too, Ryan, here telling me about the double the high. Wait a minute. Double the high level ideas. That was a Dave Rubin reference. I'm a fucking idiot. This dude was probably sitting back and this guy's a fucking retard. Yeah, you might hear, but I think he's serious about hearing both of us in this mic sometimes. We have some issues sometimes with our audio setup.
That's an understatement. We have a lot of issues sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, though, back to fuck our technical shit. You guys don't want to hear that. If you have any suggestions about some YouTubers you want us to go after, Christ, if you guys know someone who's like really like 1,000 subscribers or something, oh, I'd love to. I just don't know too many of them. Like I know a couple off the top of my head, like fucking Undead Chronic or something. Like this shit. Some of them are so.
Sounds like a rapper.
It's so embarrassing.
Yo, what's up, Undead Chronic?
Yeah.
I love white people and not everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. But like, oh, Sean says it stinks in here. Yeah, I know it stinks in here.
Yeah, it's very sweaty right now.
It is very hot.
First time in like months I've worn pants and I immediately regret it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of stuff we're gonna be going after. A lot of people. It'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is just, again, it's kind of crazy that like you think the smaller people kind of help out the smaller people, but like our literal biggest boost came from the biggest lefty YouTuber,
Vish.
Vish, and like it's I don't know, it's still just funny to me that he has this like image of him being a piece of shit douche coming from lefties, and I'm just like, this is the only dude that actually gave us the time of day.
I never got that impression from all the videos I've seen of him.
I can understand why people think it. Because he has an aggressive tone to him always, and he's like really cutthroat. But I mean, like, that's just
necessary, bro.
I don't want to say it's like his gimmick, but a little bit. You know what I mean? Like that's what he does. Gets attention, gets rowdy, he has fun. But I mean, he's being sincere with it, and he's like, you know, beating the fuck up, you know. So whatever.
Whoa, okay.
Okay,
Whatever you say.
But yeah, no, our next video, guys, is gonna be about Amprim. We might start that really soon, actually.
Yeah, I'm the script's basically done, so
For Amprim?
yeah,
it's pretty easy what we have to do. But yeah, no, look forward to that, because you want to start shooting that like this week?
yeah, why not?
We just have to do a location scout maybe in the next couple days here.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, if you guys like monkeys and screaming. Oh, by the way, if Sean, you're still in here, you're in that video.
Yeah, Sean.
You're in the Amprim video. I know we haven't asked yet, but yeah, you're going to be in the Amprim video. Sean, audience, Sean's going to be the alpha ape.
If you want to go back, Sean, on the DaddyLand Instagram, Sean Santa
Mm-hmm.
on the pod.
Oh yeah, for those, yeah, follow us on our Instagram. There's a lot of fun stuff on our Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Good heads up. Hey, we haven't shot yet. You know, it's over a day, right? You're welcome.
Jesus, we're gonna make this guy a star, and he's complaining.
Right. Ooh.
Some people have it worse.
Hey,
Some people have to be molested to become stars.
Get your fucking monkey costume on and dance, okay? Get your monkey costume on.
We talked about this on the last episode. This is kind of veering off of what we've already talked about.
Uh-huh.
But it's funny because I thought this was going to impact how my day went on acid.
Uh-huh.
But I told you about my really depressive Monday.
Yeah.
Where I watched this video, and because like, here's the thing about me, I'm like an empathy junkie.
Yeah.
I just like learning about shit and like, know about how different people feel and all that shit.
Yeah.
So there's this guy named the Caretaker who did this like 6 part album that he put all together in the end for like a big YouTube video. It's about 6 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Everything at the End of Time. And it's this album that like through the 6 albums and the 6 parts kind of shows through music what it's like to lose your mind to dementia.
Yeah.
That shit floors you.
Yeah, if you guys want to be depressed and listen to something for 6 hours.
Yeah. If you've like lost someone in your family to it, I wouldn't recommend listening to it because it's a tough listen. I was thoroughly depressed for the rest of the day, and Sean can vouch for that because we went to the gym and I was just
Sean can vouch for that?
He can vouch for that.
Can we start saying that?
Sure. Let's just work. We'll call this the Vouchcast from now on.
Actually, you know what? I just realized, besides putting up Vosh's sweaty cock and balls on screen.
Okay, I'm just going to keep talking. And so I watched this thing, and it was... What are you doing? Oh, Jesus, no, put the cock away.
Look, it's a cock.
No, this is going to get his band off. No.
Bro.
It's so sticky. That thing leaves a dent.
Yeah.
God damn. That's going to get us banned off YouTube.
Oh, don't worry. I let it go by quick.
Oh, cool. Great.
There's only 6 people watching, bro. It's fine. We're not... Look, I found... Anyway.
Yes,
I found Vosh's wiener.
Yeah, it's very big. Why
He's...
is it so dark? And look burnt.
I don't know, dude. He's a fucking...
Hey, you know what? I don't judge what people do.
He's one of them. He's one of them homos, I think.
Bits, please.
Bits, please. There's some... Hey, Vosh, there's some poop on your dick. There's some tape on you.
Are you John Lithgow?
I don't know what voice I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to do one of them, though. Anyway, yeah, sorry I interrupted your somber moment of talking about losing someone to dementia with a big cock.
I went into detail for the last episode, but I don't really care now because I'm over it. But it's a tough video to get through.
Yeah.
Like, because it does, like, over the 6 parts, it details, like, because, when people lose their mind to dementia, one of the last things they lose is, like, their, like, love for music,
Yeah.
Like an old song that they
What if you don't have a love for music?
Well, then, if they don't have a favorite song, then they probably not.
Just call me Dava.
Of the morning, Dava.
You think Brian's going to be singing that before he just offs
He
himself?
wrote the lyrics. I bet he does.
Holy fuck.
He wakes up in the morning and he sings that because that's a direct parody of Angel of the Morning.
Dude, we should have Brian on this fucking show.
No. Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be funny.
That would be really funny.
I
mean, he'd love it. He'd say.
Oh,
yes.
I know he'd love it, but like, we'll just be complete idiots. Like, we have to fuck with him completely.
I'd want to talk about the alien stuff with him.
Oh,
but not the alien stuff that involves Jews, because I don't know why he connects those dots.
No matter what, dude, go back to that. But that'd be cool. Hey, what if we like? Oh, we'll be like, we'll have someone open up the door, pretend to be like a Soros like employee, and be like, "Thank you for the Soros bucks," and Brian will be like. Again, for those of you that don't know, Brian was from our first video. The Nazi. Very, very... I'd actually say...
He followed us on Twitter.
I think I'd actually say he's the funniest Nazi you'll ever see. I think so. I think I'm pretty safe saying funniest Nazi you'll ever see in your life.
Or the funniest Nazi you'll never not see. Did you hear that?
Yeah, your stomach got pissed at what the fuck you just said.
This popcorn was the first thing I've eaten today. Actually, in 2 days, because I didn't eat it all when I was on acid.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Dude. Fuck you. But yeah, go check out our first video if you want to see the funniest Nazi in the world. I really do sincerely believe that. If you think it's not good enough, I will kiss you. I don't know. I was gonna bet money, but then someone's gonna hold me to that. Where's my money? It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. Yeah.
I'll take a kiss.
You'll take a kiss?
I'll take a kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, but so since we have our number up here, 7 again, for those of you that are in here, I think we're gonna try to do a stream every Sunday. And I think 8 p.m. Pacific time is gonna be the time we try to do it every
Sunday.
Sunday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard.
And then also, if you want to listen to the show, it is on Apple, Spotify, podcasts, all that kind of stuff. Google Play too.
Yeah.
And I release it every Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
So I mean, if
I feel like almost I want to push it to Friday. Just seems like cooler.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Gives me more time to edit it, so fuck it.
Do new Life of Brian.
Life of Brian.
Life of Brian. You know what? I mean, it's not like they're gonna be listening to this shit. Our plan for the third big thing, because we did Brian, we did Laura, then we're going to Dan Dix next. Our idea for Dan, like I said, they're not gonna see this, was we were gonna disguise ourselves, and we we're gonna go to one of their protests, right?
Yeah.
Where because they gather quite normally, quite frequently, I should say. So we're gonna disguise ourselves as some sort of just like bro dude conservatives, and just like kind of Borat style try to pull out some funny shit out of them. Like, we're not being over the top necessarily, but we say things that'll like get them to say silly shit, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be so easy to do with Brian, especially. I mean, he'd recognize us, maybe. We just put on a big Mario mustache.
Motherfucker, I just need to shave my beard.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Well, we need to put on like hats or something too, because like they do know our faces. At least Brian and like the smaller guys.
Yeah, he probably looks at every night and he screams.
Do a Brian Family Guy funny moments compilation.
Who said that?
I just like that, like the people that are giving us the shittiest amount of feedback are the people that all the people that are like just new people coming in here. They're just like, hey, do this. I'm like, that's a good idea, man. And people I've known my whole life are like, do the fart. Do the fart sound.
Peter Griffin.
Hey man, maybe we will. We might do that. The thing is though, we're still okay to do stuff about Brian right now because we're small enough. But if we do get to a point where I don't want to say a number. If we ever get over like 10,000 subscribers, I don't think we'll talk about Brian because he really is very small. On YouTube, on BitChute, I think he has 5,000 subs, but you know, BitChute's where Nazis go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do want to kind of be careful with who we show necessarily, because no one's going to take Brian seriously. He's way too over the top. There's no facade on him at all. Like, he just doesn't know how to mask it, which is really funny for us. But we still want to be careful with like showcasing him, because who knows? But again, we're not nearly at that point yet. So, hey, in the meantime, fuck it. Let's go at it, right? If we want to do more shit about Brian, it'd be really easy. In fact, that's actually probably our easiest content. That's our gold mine, honestly, I think. Because that video did the best.
Yeah.
And I think for good reason. Because I think it's fucking hilarious. It's also shorter. That's the thing. On our newest video, it was too long. Obviously, it was 58 minutes. It's a long thing. But also our camera, too, didn't give enough spice.
Well, that's why for the next one, like, the next long one. Because I think the next one might actually be over an hour. But this time we're gonna be like, everything is gonna be shot like on location.
Yeah.
Just in context of the world of DaddyLand, the DCU,
The DCLU.
the DCLU. Sorry,
Downloadable content.
I thought it was DaddyLand. Okay, whatever.
Oh, DLCU. That's what it
DaddyLand
was.
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And then like we're gonna like I think I've learned my lesson from this one is we're gonna like put more breaks in the middle, so it'll be like story. Talking bit, story, talking bit, story, talking bit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the golden rule, I think, for me right now is just like try to cut down as much as we can. Because no matter what, it's going to be long, especially if you think it's going to be over an hour. We have to like really like be absolutely anal attentive.
Well, I think this one's just going to be long because we're doing basically Lord of the Rings
I mean, who knows? I mean, it just all that depends what we talk about. Like the other video, like it was only 7 minutes of the cinematic stuff.
I think it's gonna be the opposite this time around because I don't know if there's gonna be much to talk about Dan Dix. I think the greater idea.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to sit on it for a while. That's what I mean. Like, we could even. I mean, like we're still in the air. We could ban it. We could just go right to John Doyle. I don't fuck. But yeah, no, it depends. Well, I mean, yeah, no. Well, I mean, if we don't have much to talk about, then I don't know if it'll be over an hour, right? If that, because that's what took up our most amount of time.
I don't know. It's fucking forever away still.
I know you. We really don't know. I know. We could just if we do end up going to one of their events and infiltrating, that could be probably the core. Do you know what I mean? Instead of doing anything like this, we did end up doing that, depending on how much substance we got out of it with him around too, right?
Yeah.
Because Dan's careful. Dan has 500,000 subscribers, I think. He's a big donkey, or 250, maybe 250. Big guy though, like big subscribers. But the reason why most of you guys,
he's a huge man.
Oh, he's so big. Dan's
so big, so very tall.
Dan is so very tall. The reason though that you guys watching might not have heard of him is because
he's local.
Well, still, he's 250,000 subs. That's a lot, right?
He also only appeals to boomers.
I think it's that. Because you have your Sargons and your Ben Shapiros and your John Doyles and your fucking Steven Crowder. I mean, granted, those guys are huge, but like, no one heard of Dan Dix because I think like really younger guys don't listen to him. It's very boomer baity. It's called Press for Truth. I mean, that should tell you enough, honestly. So, but we'll bring. I think it's good that we'll bring light to, because the only other people that I know who've talked about Dan Dix is the Surfs. Those are the only other people. Only the Surfs.
Well,
which I hope eventually we'll do some stuff with the Surfs because they are local. So we do have a common interest in those types of people that are around us to talk about.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. You've seen the Surfs, right? You've seen the guy?
No.
You haven't seen him? Okay, dude. Apparently he's like over the age of 35. He looks like he's our age. It's fucked.
Mr. Surf?
Mr. Surf himself. Yeah, there's two of them that I know of.
There's two Mr. Surfs?
Yeah, but only one of them is on camera.
One of them's name is the other Surfs.
That's right.
Yeah.
You proud of that?
No.
Are you proud of that fucking joke?
Never am.
Yeah, no, dude. The guy,
Always
yeah,
regret it.
his name's Lance. The dude on the Surfs. He looks so young, and I don't know. He may be like 36, but it's like when I heard that, I was like, holy fuck, man. Yeah, man. Do any of you guys know how old Lance is? Cause like he looks so young, and I know he's like quite a bit older. Like it blew my mind.
I enjoy this format, but I'm just thinking like when the podcast gets released, there's so much interactive stuff that people are like I know the age in the car. And
Oh, really?
I can't answer because.
Oh man, it's gonna suck for the two people that listen to it, bro. This is the epic gamer sauce here.
Sauce.
A lot of Homer sauce.
Homer sauce.
Hey, morning traffic. How's it going? There's a lot of cars today in Vancouver, isn't there?
Peter Griffin.
Fucking God. I can't have a conversation with
Bits,
this guy.
please.
Bits, please.
Hey, bro.
I actually,
Chia.
I do like this. I don't know why. This feels a lot more homey. I don't know. On Twitch, I felt so lonely. It feels much better on YouTube. Don't look around. I'm not mean. I mean, in the metaphysical. Also, besides what we were talking about with our future videos that we're going to do for you sweet babies. Also, when we do our live streams, 8 p.m. every Sunday, eventually we're going to have someone on the computer to show stuff on the screen because as you can tell, that's not the actual TV, but there's a TV there so we can watch with you guys. It's a little cool thing we've set up here. So we're going to get someone to eventually just literally be our Jamie, like Joe Rogan. I asked my girlfriend. She's like, okay, I guess. And I'm like, yeah. You better. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, because I think it'd be good to have her do it, honestly, because I think if we had, like...
She doesn't talk.
Yeah, right, she wouldn't want to be involved. Like, I felt like if we had, like...
She'll be gagged.
If we had, like, Danny there, he'd probably, like, want to be on... Unless, actually, we set up a mic for him. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I could see having, like... I think having a mic there would be fun. But I think also, while I love Danny... He'd just like get an idea in his head and he's like, I want to put this on the screen, and I think we need to have someone who we can control more.
Yeah. Sean, I was thinking of you being Jamie, but you'd have to be here every Sunday at 8 p.m.
And that guy's got priorities.
And Sean, I think that's your bedtime. I'm not changing the street.
He got his milk next to him. He's cozied up in bed.
Yeah.
His big new bed that he bought.
Yeah, and his big new bed. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's really comfy.
You slept with him.
I've done more than sleep with him.
I've done more than sleep with him. Yeah. But holy fuck. So we're at an hour and 24. If you guys want our streams to go on for longer too, let me know.
Because I can just cut it down for the podcast, or I don't really care.
No, I don't think it matters at all. But yeah, let us know if you guys want longer streams because normally we do like an hour and a half. So
and then also like with this new format, we'll do maybe we'll do not just like a regular podcast stream, but maybe we'll do like a gaming stream night where we just like stream games.
Yeah, I got it set up for the NES to work and stuff too, so that should be really cool. The only thing that we still got to tinker with, as Ryan Shields let me know, I don't know if he was fucking with me, that our audio can be a little funky because I'm not that tech savvy. So if we do have sound coming out, it might reverb. I know I had that RTX program to try to cancel it, but it can only do so much.
It's a learning process because for the longest time when we did the pod, we recorded on my computer, and I had that shit nailed down. But now, since we're doing this new format, we're now putting everything through your computer. Yeah. So like, you know, it's a learning process for how we get this thing right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely a learning process. But yeah, so I think we might be ending it soon here, guys. Yeah, and for those of you that again came around, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
We do pretty much just like everyday life talk, somewhat. We're two white dudes, so you know we got that down pat. It's the podcast. You know,
we talk about typical white dude things: mowing the lawn, hating our wife, and those new neighbors that moved in. I don't know if I.
What'd you call them?
I don't know if I trust them.
What did you just say? I'm sorry.
Neighbors.
You can't say that.
I can't say that word.
You can't say that.
You could say neighbors.
Cooper's mic sounds like he's in a tin can if he's far from it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put it closer to me.
You could turn up the volume too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. Always with the best comments.
Never anything positive. It's
Never
always
anything
constructive.
positive.
I appreciate a positive comment every once in a while.
I know, right? I can't handle this. But yeah, we sometimes do. Well, sometimes. All our fucking videos are political. But we try to be funny with it. But you'll get a lot of political shit mixed in with just some funny shit. What we think. We're gonna try to think of some segments to do too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've already had past segments. If you go back and listen to the podcast, there's a segment.
Good night, Ryan.
Good night, Ryan.
He says good night. Say good night, Ryan.
Good night, Ryan. Thank you for coming along. Yeah, we got segments and shit. Like we have past segments, but we need to we're gonna probably come up with some new ones to do on the pod that consistently. Like maybe every week we do a segment. So.
Yeah, I mean, or we're thinking a segment where I was just like, what was it? Was it milk jug?
Milk jug.
Pour milk on you. I think now I'm gonna do a segment where I force feed you a carrot and you die. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for so
really
much.
Enjoyed it. And hope you all have a good one.
Bye bye. Thank you for coming to DaddyLand. Is it done? Stalling. I'm stalling. Okay, now it's done.